Hello, everyone. Hope you are having a wonderful day. I'm just putting together another video for you guys here just to give you more information of how to use this Excel sheet. This is the powerful Pick 3 rundown system that I have, which provides you with 12 different type of rundowns. Most people would use maybe one or two. Some people would just use maybe mainly the 317 rundown. But everybody has their own strategies and ways. But for me, I like to try to explore and expand how these rundowns work. So based off of certain things, I like to always just try to give you the at least some ideas of how to use some of these spreadsheets. And one of the things I have here is I have literally all the rundowns. It comes with the 111 rundown, 123, 223. You see all the way at the bottom, it goes all the way to 999, right? So this is the sheet that I have that I've been using, and then it has the data system data sheet at the end as well, which provides you with all your where you enter all your numbers for your current plays of the Excel sheet, so that way you keep track of your numbers and everything else. I'm in Arizona, so if you play in different states, I mean, a lot of the pick three is similar to Arizona, but we only do one draw, which is the evening. Some states might have two draws or three draws, but it doesn't really matter. The way that this sheet would work is just really help you understand what kind of numbers that you'll be using. So let me just start off with what we have here. So yesterday I was doing some research, and last night the number was coming up as for the number the day before, which was Thursday, was a 470, right? So that's what I was playing last night, and I was just experimenting certain things. And what's funny was when as soon as before well, I played before the number came up. I didn't buy a ticket. So when I was playing everything else, I picked these numbers here. These were my numbers last night. And I was like, okay, so how can we win this? So the way I like to play this sheet, so let's just give you an example. So when I was playing this, what I do is I base it off of the date. So today is the 23rd of August. Yesterday was the 22nd. So this number 470 was for the 21st, right? So that's what I was using. So what I would do is I would take this and then I would put the next date, the 2 here, because I always think this is the date of the number that's playing. So yesterday was the 22nd, so I'll put the 2 here. So the number is 292 will go here, right? So the way you do that is take the 014 into that number, then I just mirror everything else. And right now we're using a 649. And let me just show you a cheat sheet that I created here. So the reason why I'm playing a 649 is that my cheat sheet is here. So I built a whole cheat sheet for pick three. So let's see. So 470. So the way I would do this is I would pull it up and I'll find my 470. Now 470 is in this column right here. And it tells me all my roots. How many roots is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11. And then if you go back to that would be the hit number. That will be the root sum of it. So the chart that I need to use is 649, right? So that's what the chart numbers are. So I built a whole system of it based off of everything that I have. That starts from 0 all the way down to 999. So which chart would best fit for certain things. So, but that's what I built out for this sheet. And so I would use a 649 chart. So now I'm putting the 014 number up here, and then I'll just mirror it. So 069, 069. All right, so let me get rid of this thing here. So now I got the 2 here. So the way I would play this is literally I need to find a date, which is the 22nd. So yesterday I chose a whole bunch of numbers around here inside this box. Normally I go outside the box this way too, but I'll try to keep this as a center full. All right, so that's how I chose this. I chose 653 right here. I chose 831 right here. I chose 232, and the reason I chose that is 232 here. And then I chose 693, and then 891, 292 went straight, and then 252. So those are the numbers I chose here last night. And check this out. So Arizona played as of yesterday 693. And I base it off the 407. Right? So 693 is what came up. And my straight direct number hit was here. So, but that's the way I started playing this is like, okay, so what's the best route to go of winning this? So and then I started testing more numbers after that and just really understand, trying to wrap my mind around it. So today's number would be 693 is the winner. So I'll go, what I'll do is I'll go in the sheet, and inside the sheet I will put 693. And then from here, what I'll do is I'll go down to the bottom of the page here, which is the 22nd, right? It'll automatically update here. Boom. 693 is now on August 22nd. So now I can go to any sheet on this and I just hit the update button. All rundown sheets are updated. Now 693 is now on top of the list. See if I click every sheet of it, the dates all change. So the sheet I was using is here, 693 updated. So now what I'll do is 693, I will go to my cheat sheet, right? So let's go to that 693. So now it's asking me that the sheet that we're going to be using again is 649. So what I'll do is put 693 148 148. And I already chose these numbers already, and it's down here. These are my next numbers I'm playing. So if you follow on Arizona, maybe you can check back on the 23rd, which is today, tonight, and see if any of these numbers match. But it's just some things I'm gonna. But today I'm gonna buy a ticket, see if anything hits or not. But the way I would play this today will be I put the 3 here. So 693 was the exact number, right? So I'll put 415 here. And then it's 960, 960. And 415 is down here, right? So the 3 is here. So I'll put the 3 here to see the bigger picture. So that's how it shows these numbers, right? So I got 644. So let's see how I choose these numbers. 4, I got 2, 3, 8. Sometimes you just gotta wing it around to see what numbers you want to play. So that's the 684. How do I choose these numbers? Let's see, 2, 3, 3. So 2, 3, 3 is this way. 2, 2, 3 is here. Then there's 8, 2, 2. So I mirrored this here because I wanted to play the 8 down here too. So, but these are my numbers tonight, right? So the other numbers that'll probably be good off of this would be around 693, probably 633, maybe 054. Then there's 904, 492. So these are all the numbers that's playing around this box. So normally that's how I play with most of the numbers. At times I'll hit, it might not be a straight number, it might be a box hit, which box hit still pays you something better than nothing, so but that's the powerful rundown that we have here. So let's test some numbers. So let's go back into, I don't know, let's go to August 2nd, 832. So let's go to my cheat sheet and look up 832. 832 again is 649, right? So we're going to go ahead and try that. 832, 832, 387, 387. Go ahead and run that. Now the next number, the data is going to be the third again, so we're going to put the 3 here. So we'll put 015, 560. So I'm just mirroring these numbers because the 015, 5 equals a mirror here. 1 is 6, and then again 5 and 0. So it mirrors it off, and then automatic rundown. So the way the rundown works is everything in this row is 6. The middle number is all 4s, and then all 9s. Right? So that's how the rundown is played on this with a 649. So let's go ahead and look at this. So right now is 8, 5, 185 is what played off of this. So around the 3, no, nothing shows here, but if I would have flipped it off here to, because sometimes the 3 is actually the mirror of the number. So if I can bring the 8 up here, so let's do that. Let's put the 8 up there. So let's do 0, 1, 0, 5, 6, 5, 5, 6, 5. Sometimes you gotta play both sides. So now I flipped it over. See, there it is. 185 is right at that number that I just highlighted under. 185 is the exact number. So, but most people would only play this portion of the chart. See a lot of players play 317 rundown or whatever rundown they're using, and they're only using one sheet or one box, right? So if you play it that way, I mean it's cool. I mean in a way, I mean you probably would still got this if you would have played 158 this way, but the three's down here, so it didn't work this way because the 8 is a mirror of this, right? But if you would have played the full sheet, now you're playing it this way with another sheet because you're using the mirror number on that side. All right, so let's go back to my sheet again. So let's try 185. So let's go find 185. So 185 is still 649 sheet. So let's try this 185, 630, 630. So now we're playing the date for the 4th. So we got to bring this 4 down here. So that will be 546 091 091. Run it. So there's a 4, and that date of it is 409. So the 4, I'll see it here. But look at this. So it mirrors again. It flipped off. So if I would have playing this 9 here as the other portion of it, 94490 is attached to that 9 again. See? So sometimes it's attached to the number in the blue. It might pull off on anywhere in here and it zooms out this way, right? 940. Given the 940 right here, attached to the 9 of the mirror. Right? So, but that's how that number played out. So let's look at again for 409. See what cheat sheet I have. Still same thing, 649 number. So let's try that again. 409 954. So let's do that. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the date that's going to be for the 5th. So we got to put the 5 here. So let's put 687 132 132. Pull that in. So now we have both the mirror numbers there. So let's look at the 5 first. So it's 146. So 46 16. Right here, look. See, it mirrored off on the other side again. 146. It's going this way. Off to 0. But if you play it up here, it's 6 1. Then it's 9. So it's a mirror of 4. 1 4. So there's no 1 here, but the 5 is here. So this is the mirror number of the, actually, what number did I come? 146. So no, 1 4. So yeah, so that's the one that played off is this one. 146 going south. See it? So that's the number here. But somehow it flips around. So you just gotta be, I mean, be on your Q's and toes, or how do you say it? Anyways, so that's the 146. So let's try again. 146 is the winning number. So let's go pull that back up here and let's try 146. Maybe it's 146. See, 146 now shows it says contains mirror pair, mirror creep, right? So the mirror meaning that the 1 and the 6 are mirroring each other. And now I gotta play with the 973 chart. So now we go to 973. So 973 chart is here. So we'll go ahead and highlight these two here. And we'll put 146, 691. And with that, the date is going to be the 6th, right? So the 146 has to go here. So that's going to be 300855. Let's see if this will play out the way I'm thinking. So the next number again is 033. So I don't see any threes pairs together up here. Look, 0303. Attached to the 6 again. You see it? So 303 is attached to the 6. Sometimes it wraps it around too. It's pretty cool when you see that. So 3 3 right here too. So this 300 itself. So if I would flip this around, so let's put 855 here and 300, you'll see the bigger picture. Now we put the 1 here and the 6 down here. 300 or 033. But it's all connected to here. And just right down the middle of the mirroring number of the top number. Because the winning number itself was 146 right here. All right, so it's attached to 146. That's how that one played out. So it still shows you using the chart of the 7973, because based off of the chart here is what it provided for us. So let's try 033. Any type of pairs that comes up as doubles, like this double is going to go to 2. The best chart I always use is the 223. And the chart will tell me the same thing over here. Watch. 033. See, 223 chart double. That's a double amplifier. So I go to 223. Then I go 033, 588, 588. So now the date for that is the 7. So we got to put the 7 here. So highlight that and let's put the 7s in there. So that's going to be 251, 706, 706. So now the 7th is here. So what's the number that came up? That 474. Right here, look. Right straight across. 474. Right on top of the 7. 474. 47. Yeah, just straight across. It's exact number 2. And it's double again. So the double with 474s on the outside. So now we can look at it again. It's still going to tell us to play the same 223. Watch, because it's a double. Oh, the double. Oh, I forgot. This one goes out down the outside. So then you got to go to the 317. So this will play the 317. 474, So now we're in the 317 chart. 929. So the pair together is a 223. That pair, double on the outside, it goes to 317. So now the date for this one will be the 8th. So the 8th is already set up. The 8th and the 3. So we'll go and put that down. So now we're looking for the next number is 614. So 641 this way off the 3. 61. Yeah, but if we go back to the other chart, let's try it. Let's try the 474 here. Because I keep like sometimes it works really well with doubles, no matter if it's outside or combined together. So this one is the 8th again, so we put the 8 here. So that would be the 692. 147. So now the 8th is here. So let's try 614 in this one. 61 goes up this way, which is 64 here. If we play it off of the 3, see this one didn't really play out well. 641. And nothing on this one. Sometimes you can also adjust the dates here and put a 0 next to the 8 because the 8th is a date if you have a 0. But sometimes I would just match the numbers on this side, just like this. Watch 692. Now the date is here. Now 641 came up right here underneath. But you gotta mess with the chart yourself. I mean, the best way to do it is just really help you understand how these charts work. But for me, I created a cheat sheet, so that's what I've been using. But I'm still testing it out. I've been adjusting a lot of these numbers, and a lot of them are just, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I came across like a 308, and then it's just really like I mean, the way everything else contains certain things, like 351 is a balanced mix, a 3, 5, and a 1. So then you might use a 369 chart. Like a 242, two pairs, it's only the doubles outside, we're back at 317. So there's a lot of different things that I've been using, but each of the charts are here. Like any type of triples is always gonna be a 1-1 rundown because it's a like a reset. There's certain numbers that would be extreme reset, just like this one. 958 is an extreme reset because the high numbers are on the outside, and then they put the 5 right in the middle. So now you see the big numbers because the every number, the way I see numbers itself is not just like most people say, oh, it's just 189. You might say, oh, it's just 189, and 189, how does that work? So now you have two big numbers at the end, but then again, it's kind of like a 189 would be more like two big digits on the right, and the left, the one is the lowest, right? Or zero is the lowest, but one is like a rolling number. So and then like if it's sometime you might get a number that says 678. That's a step number. The step numbers are always good. With those step numbers, sometimes is best. I think is like under the 777. Like step numbers are really good with those. But each of these numbers. So let's look at one. Let's go up here. Let's go test this out. The 189, right? So the chart on that side, the 189 said, let's see, large spread. So it says large spread, even and odd unbalanced. So there's one even number and two odd on the outside, right? So now we're going to use 189 as the 649 chart, which the 649 is a big chart. I mean, that provides a lot of things, a lot of different ways to see numbers. I mean, I like 649 just because, I mean, it, it helps with the like the big numbers and the outside, and on even numbers. So let's say 649. So 189 is here, and that was the 16. So I'll put this 6 up here. So 728, 273. So we'll do this one here. All right, so there it is. So the 16th is here. So the next day's number is 780. 7878, 78. And then you go down here, 0 this way. Look, going this way, 780. Attached to the 1. So somehow, what I've noticed on the 649 is if you're using the sheet, I would definitely try to play the mirror side of it because most of the mirror side numbers are coming up. So that's one other thing I noticed on this chart. 780 is attached to the 1. All right, so but anyways, I mean that's what I wanted to share with you guys. As soon as that listing for these is available, I'll go ahead and release it to you guys. That way you guys can maybe get it with one of the programs that I have here, and that way you guys can mess with it and see if you guys get any hits off of this. But it's a really cool sheet. I mean, just to have at least to give a bigger picture of like the easier way to play versus like, oh, I just gotta play one chart. Now you can search around through different chart numbers and trying to find your best chart. Maybe I can create an Excel leading to this with a separate button here, or attach it to anytime I change numbers, it matches with which chart to use. So that way you can base it off of the chart, so I can probably integrate this whole chart here based off of the numbers itself. What number came up will attach to that chart itself. I don't know if that makes sense, but all right. Well, you guys have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Enjoy your day and have a good weekend. See ya.